Project Overbot Initiate Measurement Contingency by Jack, aka Soldier 76, Jack Morrison. This is a super file, way more faster than printing a journal into a file or just writing a journal. This file is a contingency against all possible threats to the world, even myself, and places mainly on Overwatch, one of, if not the most deadly threat and asset to the world itself. When I put this together, whoever hears this or even reads this, know this, that I put this document together for the better half of everybody else, and no vendetta is incorporated together for some ill act or some bad take on everybody. Most importantly, to my friends and allies, Anna, Reinhardt, Soldier, Torbjorn, Mercy, even somebody I used to almost call a brother. This was for the best. You must understand. And I do not make this for some ill intent. And that if we must be the most efficient and practical team in a war field, we must place the best contingency for the biggest threats. And that is why I'm here. Code Solid 76. First solid activation unit will be from the strongest Overwatch to the lowest. Everybody holds a place of contingency in case anything happens. There are no limits. Everything is to be spoken, and nothing is true. Solid 28. Winston, the genetically engineered gorilla. A glue that put together Overwatch in the most hardest cases. Held triumph over the Omnics fully when he was ready. Put together a lot of different assets for us, over in the case of technology and other big things. Winston is a good person, but his broad full of power can bring us down. And his advanced intelligence compacted together with the case of his strength can make him a relentless foe. I can trust Winston, but there's a lot of devilish power that can come from him. A wild genetically engineered gorilla with metahuman capabilities that's able to break away all different kinds of threats from villains by itself, and most importantly take down someone that's able to level a skyscraper and impact so much power beyond possibly a nuke level case of power, cannot be indicted for. So this project, Soldier 28, Caesar, is to be able to kill him by his emotion, take away his contrast, understanding, and break him. If full gases, blinding him and putting him down to sights. Winston has 8 senses, being a genetically engineered gorilla, advancing the general case of senses as a gorilla and compacting with a little bit of human senses makes him a lot more limitless evolving power capabilities. And taking his glasses and their capabilities and the full to evolving his strength could put him down, and one Helix brutal fire bullet could take him out for the count, but I can't miss no matter what. Project Solid 7. Anti-technoid. Echo. Cool, very interesting person, I guess. Taking a little bit of the essence from Angelo. Great scientific technological enhancer. Making different capabilities and machines like no other, and it was going to help us to nominate crisis. But then she got invaded by them, and the leftover parts of her memory were put into Echo. Echo is good and gives love to everybody, but her risks of being too demonstrably powerful is too ridiculous to account for. After the searching of the Saber case tech, will be able to stop her, and a grenade overpacing her entire alloy, disabling her and making a fracture in her body to almost kill her if needed. Solid 16. Sticky Cow. Orisa is a proud protector, guardian, and new buying. The Spangled Hero, I guess you could put it in comparison to us. A very native cultural essence person that stands out as Africa's symbol of peace. But all capabilities that can counteract possibly Doomfist if she really got on it. There's a lot to be taken credit, but a lot to be putting people in danger. Overselect the sticky bomb lick which will overrule her power, disable her, or corrode her and gas bomb that could kill her from the inside. Solid 26, Teresa. The dimensional time warping speedster. Cute, funny, cool. Tries to become a relief, charming in some cases. She's interesting with all capabilities, and she puts her life on the line. She's a hero, but in case anybody would be able to submit her to mind control, or come in the way for her to be corrupt, I must put a plan in motion. A gravity integrated no form bomb, accompanied with the same tech, alloy within her chrono accelerator, but more gravity pulls her back. In case she would keep running and running and running, take her away from the S's capability to put in movement and dequalify her body and possibility to move, submitting her to crushing or deriving her from existence. Solid 10, Genji, Slayer of the Beast. Genji, a cyborg ninja. Need to be able to take out the samurai one way or the other. He's a fishing killer. I've seen his capabilities on robots, and some of the capabilities precision of killer instinct on the battlefield. There's a raging dragon inside of that man. And if a little sage friend would ever dare turn to the dark side or something worse would become of him, or something, I must be prepared. So, if his injuries from Doomfist have told me anything, impact bullet to the same case of frequency, electromagnetic case bullets to leads with bombs, and their compact capabilities. Thing is, his precision is so hard he's able to almost be faster than lightning. He's able to keep up with Tracer, and he can easily cut through bullets. If I hit him, I must be on a heavy offense and get around him. Be packed with a suit of armor as well. If I miss, that could be the end of me. They don't call him a ripping shredder for no reason. Blackwatch was comfortable for him because he had no limits. If that happens again, he could be a more deadly drive. Solid 14, Boiled, Reinhardt, the German Crusader, a bull of ferocity, prideful with glory and honor. But what if he breathed the dark side? What if he became something worse? A dramatic terror. I need to be ready for anything that comes. So I made boiling explosion bullets, tagging him, pressing his intricate armor, because a lot of his body armor is polar in the form of fire and burning precision oil. His body could erupt to possibly kill him, but this is mainly to break down his armor, corrode him in too much heat that he would be able to lose his stamina and his movement. His movement helps him. He's packed with a jet that can move at great Mach speed. So, if I desert his weight and capability on the move, this will help me. Overrunning him too much in a boiling explosion could possibly erupt his body and explode. These contingencies are not meant to destroy and kill, but if they ever get to the seances where they need to, I must be prepared to do anything, at all costs. Diva, South Korean pop star hero in a mech suit with so much capability of war machine tech that it's able to destroy multiple different Kenshin Omnics, the third most powerful Activision of Omnics. She's a great hero, a silent protector. Even in the pop star game of celebrity, the possibility for her to be able to cause wreckage in the human race is something. And she solely dominated multi other case of platoons of Omnics by herself. Possibility to do something is cracking with a great helix alloy, fire bullet, able to pierce for her green mech interloy on her front seat, able to distract her, use her arrogance against her, Nova Corona in the case of other things, and a better overall in case alloy that's able to fire and then the stabilization for her capabilities. And also, if she ever would try to nuke something, I have something that can lace her to the nuke. Even though I don't want to kill her, as she's only a teen basically compared to me. If she needs to die, I'll do it. Bastion, a living machine gun, a war machine, surviving as the last few bastions of the war. Arguably the last bastions rest of his extinct race holds no weight no more. or is not in the same caliber of strength. Simple, power incendiary bullet to the back row in the form of his head. Symmetra. Very intellectual, energized, creative specimen. Her capabilities roll of the energy rolled into the energy constructs that she makes, all passed off from her integrity to creation, creativity, and intricacy. With her being diagnosed autistic, she has a great essence of understanding about other things, than other people, and really overrides her biggest case of will for her mind and genetical understanding in the section of energy. With this being said, her capabilities to do things unimaginable from the form of a humane form of case of thinking is something to be taken to credit. I can respect this, and she has a great means to push for order and to resolve things in a better, solemn, intellectual way. But the capabilities for her to be mindlessly insane should be taken into account. So, a sound bomb should disable her capabilities to think properly, to process, and breaking her senses can't really allow her to pull out different strings of different things out of nowhere. But if I'm not too careful, it can result in me getting punished with too much of a flow of energy strong constructs that will be able to dominate me and split from my body. Dangerous. Solid 25. Ice Metal. Torbjorn Lindholm. Solemn engineer, a proud friend, an ally that unfortunately lost his left arm because of an unwritten protocol mission that he went on and some different answers that couldn't be answered by me. But I know in the case of the fight that he put his life on the line for the Omnics. But his creativity could be a destructive capability if he was under mind controlled or somebody put the same craftsmanship of his capabilities to use. Ice metal corroding him over in an ice erosion that could possibly kill him if it would too much go over ease, but the more and more he heats up, the more and more stagnitude of the ice will overpull his possibility to take over, and fire and coldering in the form of ice will be able to take him out of commission. Also, within the oil to over bleach him to possibly gas fuse and break apart, and at the same time this overall auto counter technology that he could put out against me, and then pop him if needed and injure. Be the best protocol. Solid 19, Ice and Water. Mitch Dewa, if I'm even saying the phone her right last name right. I don't know. I don't speak Chinese, not the butcher. But, in case I would need to actually put up arms against me, there's a contingency plan. Like all, I'm not meant to kill her. She's a nice, very intellectual and caring person. Brings a lot of hope to the team. In the new generation, she'll be a solemn hero and a person to push to protect and advance the world to a bigger means. But she's very dangerous. She's one of the weakest of all in the case of what she possibly do. Stays in the back line, doesn't want to get her hands dirty, but her possibility to overcorrode people in a big hectic frost Iceland would be something dangerous and also key to victory in our own hands. So, in case you would ever plan to go Miss Frosty Elsa and overcorrode somebody in the ice glacier ice, devastating overrun, the possibility to plug her up with pulse bombs around to deconfirm her capability to turn into ice is good. This can also be too much. That could be a pillar of fire to disintegrate her. But, as well, if something else would happen, she cares about her little companion Snowball. If I'll be able to open up the over container of Snowball, it could bring her own ice glacier to her to the point where she could be freezed up too much to the point where she can use it against her. This could also lend her more power if I'm not correct on the capability. But the strapping to explode it could erupt Snowball and just kill him. She would take her eyes off what's ever happening. It would be distraction, and then one clean shot could kill her. I want to put her in the grave, especially how nice and caring she is. But the possibility for her to become something even more devastating for the bad instead of the good is something I must care for. Farah Amari, joining the jet specialist over in Egypt and becoming a proud soldier. Daughter of Anna Amari, doesn't know of her mother's actual awareness of her being here, or even the fact that she's alive, doesn't know her identity, or whatever the case. But as well, in case something would happen where she could become a threat like her mother, I must put into play. and was a great friend of mine, and falls kind of like a niece to me. So when I do this, it's for our own good and the other people. And maybe someone that's proud standing for the code of honor maybe can understand the same thing. One day, this will maybe make a difference. But with this being said, the protocol I have engaged in case possible that she will do something drastically dangerous would be in the case of making a gamma overradiation bomb that's more like a pole to her to be able to bring her down on her way. When she's in the sky, she's an eagle of rockets. And so, if she would try to do that, this pulse will most likely be able to explode a jet, dial her down in the case of speed, for me to be able to shoot out the air and put her on the floor, disabling her tech and putting her out of commission there. Solid 20. Dive bomb. Lucio Heleno of Brazil, low distinction from Jamaica. A proud hero over in his home, and most importantly a popular DJ, rap, hip-hop star in his own right. Not craft, not the biggest to rap, more of a countryman myself. But besides the case for how his music is like, if you ever would be put to the task of over in the heroical state with Overwatch, he'll be solid. But at the same time, in case he would ever course to the dark side, my capabilities to make a single bomb bullet and at the same time a Pac-Man impact that will be able to disable his way of concentrating. He's very fast, he booms loud, evolving sound tech that's energetical correspondence to be able to allow him to blister and different type of movement to an energy hydra frequency. If I reach to the right bomb in the frequency, it could disable him and be able to get me to get him off of his task of whatever he's doing for the safety of people and in the case of him being a threat. Solid 3, Baptiste, ex-Talon combat medic, a great soldier. Precision is what he's based in. I can feel for him in the case of regretting some things. When the case possibility he would turn tides from the rogue side and come back to that, I have something up his sleeve as we don't know everything about him or his true motives. I put this contingency plan in place. Embolize him with a sling of energy that'll be able to take away his sight enhancement for all his technology and his other capabilities. He has 2 eyes with a scepter over on his back and other places involving his capabilities to maneuver. Solid 5, Shield Maiden, Brigida, daughter of Torbjorn, goddaughter to Reinhardt, squire to proud knights almost. She's a very great combative warrior, has a lot of pride. In case any possibility that she would go to the dark side, I have a thunder rocket. They'll be able to put her out of commission, incapacitate her, could blow her up if I don't use the right frequency. But she's a close range person. So if she keeps that pride mindset, then it'll be over. But she's very physically strong. Very strong. Unlike any other woman. Solid 76. The most important contingency. Even for the contingencies of the most dangerous people on the planet. Bio scumbag pieces of shit. The person putting it all together. A proper contingency plan for a proper contingency plan. Placing myself in arms for good has always been a thing that I wanted to go ahead and do. I protected the weak. Even when I see them not being as strong, I always stay modest and proud of my duty. But the possibility that I would turn bad should always be the case. No matter how tactical I am or how much proficiency and deadly force I put into every gauge of an answer, I'm still human. My emotions, my psychological display could be that. And I'm old. Juke around me, and most importantly, electrical technicians of bomb and any other capabilities that are beyond my comprehension and way to capacitate somebody with something of technological use could be that. Most importantly, the regiment to keep me off guard and off balance. And anyone who's a better shot than me could be the best person to possibly take me out of commission. McCree, Soldier, Anna, even Widowmaker. Anybody that can put me out of commission, do it. Leaving me alive can be good for whatever moral value, but the possible case that I'm unhinged and gradually will be a killer, you must punish me. Solid 6 McCree, the great gunslinger himself. I respect him, but I easily put him out of commission. He's better bullets, better casing, mainly smaller bullets, and he's just human just like me. He doesn't really hold that much different. He's a way better shot, but a possibility for him to get overrun with too much could put him out of commission. Solid 1, Anna Amari. A proud friend of mine. Love her a lot. Care for her. And she heard me out evolving my plan on what I was doing. And she understands my position on a lot of things. Hopefully she'll understand this contingency. Simple way to take her out would be assist a grenade, make her throw up, dilate her senses to a whole different extent, to erupt away, to take her out of commission from far sight. Even though she uses needle trank and different little essential combat sniper-like tools, using these to a more dangerous capacity could easily take me out. To do something to desert her mindset and pin on the trigger, we'll be able to put her out of commission from there. Incapacitation, too much of it, can be valved to the insides and cause her to die from basically a lobotomy to the stomach. Nearly. Cell 29, Stagger, Zenyatta, technological sorcerer monk. A very finite understanding of tranquility brought Genji back to a better salvation of himself. It has a lot of different nice things to say. And kind of brought a little bit more wholesomeness out of me for 1 second, as a man with a lot of demons. But in case he would do anything bad, especially with his own technology, it'd be very confusion and very ridiculous in the quality of possibility. Just like any other Omnic, index servant on his head with a grade A bullet can crater his head in, but also stun him and take him off balance. So, maybe that will take him out. But for the rest, for overarching time, this goes for all contingency, all different members of Overwatch, past, present, or future. For the rest, in the entirety, and how much of my plan needs to be put into act, I will go down the speed run of the other members of Overwatch to come into play, like Mercy and Zingler. Very kind doctor that cares for people. She's human as well. Take her wings out with Great Incendiary Bullet or anything in this case, and disable her wing tech so she can't splice around at grade A movements, and watch out for anything and have an instant trincomb logos and everything else to come into that. So she doesn't blind me, or between the spikes, she doesn't try to do anything with her staff, and she bongs my head off at great Mach speeds. But for mercy's sake, hopefully she'll never get the goal to even do that. The final contingency full case then. It's a file that'll be very hard to work around, but it's a possible way. I have tides and different ways to get my hands on this type of device. But this device holds a plateau of all rack of my contingencies for Overwatch as a whole. If Overwatch's entire group will become a terroristic organization and do more dreadful things than even Talon themselves, this is a case of contingency plan to possibly stop them and all, with a multi-progressional plan that could spike depending on whoever's use is. I originated this plan in case we would fall apart for any case of possibility will come. This project is Solid 30, Death Watch, a nuke. Register with all different compartment and contingencies and play with everybody in a nuke device that can bomb Overwatch and take them out. And if higher notice, I have affiliations to the point where possibly a nuke will be needed. There's a lot of sacrifice that will be coming to hand. And I'm not God, and I don't want to place myself in the same means, but if Overwatch will ever get to a destructive case, to where it would go down that rabbit hole, I must be ready for everything and everything, including killing myself and others around me, for the better hope for the world. And I leave this message as a last resort, not the main way to do it. This is if all my alibis and contingencies do not work. This also corresponds to the other people I have contingencies against for any possibility. So with this result in a nuke goes to all accounts, but it's a last resort, last possibility. This is my take on the contingency and all. But the other saves or bonus files and progression of my other ideals come in the case of man for me need to be aware for everything at ready to disarm these people or designate kill them. These are my contingency plans for the leaders and their bracket of criminals also affiliating with and possibly Talon, maybe. Solid 8. Conflicted. What this conflicted plan stands for Doomfist. Real name, I do not know. He's a third Doomfist, making advances to the Fist beyond any of the Fist showcasings from the first Doomfist, the Savior, and the second, the Scourge. Fortunately, only one of the Doomfists was a hero. I put in an email to him, possibly have connections, and maybe make more of my contingencies more roundabout in execution. But for him, from all his armaments, have his bodies filled with cyborg tech capabilities, but one round piece to the head, planting it with electrocuted shock, disable it from the inside and at the outer skirts, and he already boils a lot of electricity ramming off from the fist, and planning with an explosion to kill him, or disable him and give him a mild seizure that can give him concussion. As well, with a plasma overration to the plasma engrazer, within this case, will be allow me to hit rockets that are filled with plasma pacment to be able to disable the fist, weigh him down, and mid-jump or any capability for where he's booming around like a rocket, take him out of his rocket punch. If not, a nuke will be comprehensible. Or just having Winston go and beat him again. But the way this man is like, he's no like any other supervillain that we ever faced. Doomfist is somebody to be feared, and this means to pour the world into distress and compact the world within his own callous psychopathic image of conflict and war being the reign of what makes the world evolve. Is something to be feared because the station of how he does things is in the case of him having nothing to lose. The most disastrous enemies in all time of history are the people who have nothing to lose. So if needed, killing him would be the best procedure, or put him out of commission till we can never possibly hurt anyone else. So a solid round to the head and other compartment of my capabilities that I have in other execution will be needed, but he's the most dangerous person next to Winston. And if possible, with all his advancements and the fact that he has a different type of dog mentality, could put him over Winston. So I must be ready for anything in the case where I need to go and make a complex claim to go ahead and get to him. Sigma. Telepathic gravity matter reformer, the surgical controller. Real name I do not know, but I know that he came from a criminal housing cell asylum. He has great capabilities and to a high extent is a 3 top to may overpass Doomfist or Winston in the state of potential capabilities. So, within the road, his possibilities, the greatest capabilities would be able to distract him. Gabriel Reyes, aka Reaper, ex-leader of Blackwatch, ex-commander, and ex-person I proudly call brother. To get to the point, I can kill him on sight. I have the capabilities to. He overwhelmed me when I wasn't ready, but now I will be ready. He won't sneak up on me this time. Electrical jolt pulse will be able to help the rocket disablers of his capabilities to move around, to be able to impact him with too much. Will do that, and overpressure in the case of power. Sombra, a skilled hacker agent of Talon. Her real name, unidentified. The result of why she does what she does is mainly getting all pill information for her own case of acknowledgement. Making people be puppets, peeling different things, breaking organizations from the inside, things like that. For me, he looks over wall bullets and at the same time, multiple energy grasp rockets to be able to peek about her and see where she's going to be from close place to other range. Moria, the technological witch, ex-member of Blackwatch, great scientist, failed to a medic for her people, but then went crazed. Same capabilities to her Reaper will need to be double the case electric wild, double extension, gases, disabled capabilities, and broken, cracking holster bomb to be able to glop her hands and break her with a tube joster to allow her to do what she does. It's not the same thing with Reaper entirely, him being a whole entire gas morph, but her needing to be able to implant the power stream for her veins to regas her body into different particles to pulse around. Widowmaker. Real name, high possibility, Bosunitwika, if I'm even saying her name right. Fell from Overwatch's hands, from her being kidnapped. Qua was a great agent. Cool friend. Very interesting. Suave, and he loved his wife a lot. Fortunately, he found him dead in his bed. Nothing we could do, and we could not save her. And now, he's taking the man to his Widowmaker. Best way, be a better shot. Hanzo Shimada, the older brother to Genji. For all accounts that I know from the history, he basically almost murdered his brother in cold blood, and before Genji could perish, he was saved with medical help, procedure, basically bringing the damn man back to life by mercy. Hanzo is not evil nor good from what I know. I don't know what he's operating in, and I don't know what has happened. I do have intel and footage of Doomfist coming to him. I don't know what his answer was, but if he could be his errand boy, I need to make sure anything is possible to take him out. Simply shoot him. He's a bow and arrow, infuse multiple in tech, but I have a better shot. The dragons are not the same specialty as Genji. As Genji moves of movement, the dragons are more of a force in nature. So, in comparison, I basically need to go ahead and play out the capabilities to override him with so much stuff that he can't get around. Mainly pulse extension bomb that'll be able to overcorrode him with his arms and body, and if he cannot withdraw the dragon, especially with his tattooed mark, I could put him out of commission from there. Ash and Bob. I know affiliation truly. I know they could be marked within talon as well, with associates. But for me, really same thing with McCree. Better shot, disable attack, pulsing and corroding bombs, mainly a oil case tainer, involving my helix cordon, to be able to bomb someone like Bob and take away her big gun. Roadhog, aka Makoa, a serial smuggler, robber, butcherer, bounty hunter, technically in the case of findings of money, and mercenary. Could possibly be booked for talent. Unless he gets picked up by them, I don't really have to worry about him. He does have $1 million on his head, and a countless more for his arrest. McCree's probably out searching for him right now. But in case I would ever find him, disable his gas tank inhibitors, send him a gas bomb, take out his oil canister as he like snort on oil. A weirdo. I don't affiliate myself with criminals. I could never understand the passion to steal, but he doesn't seem full gruesome evil to me. He's more like considerable evil. He just does what he does for money, forever personification for why. So putting him out of commission with a clear shot would be good. He's very strong, so I gotta watch out for that hook and his machine gun pellets. That's something to be worried about. He's very much stronger than his crime syndicate that he organizes with his little pal sidekick Junkrat from the outback of Junkertown as well. Junkrat is a serial robber, a lot more psychotic, psychopath, and loves fire. Burning a little bit of fire dust from his hair and canister with so much stuff. He's a tech whiz, the little junker, with a whole ass, bamboo stick ass fucking tire on his back, for whatever case of him using it for living criminal means. Taking him out of commission would be a clear shot and other different cases of things, and detonating a bomb from the post of his back, taking away his tech, but also could blow him up sky high. I don't know if that would kill him or if he's so used to it he could just take a nuke to the face. Not literally though. But that is my plan. For all these also go in the final take contingency for the final plan. But this is it. This is my file. But to all the villains that I stated and to all enemies, remember, I am coming for you.